Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Yes, we do. No, we don't. Aha. Yes, thank you. Okay, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's about noon. This is the noon edition of Welcome to My World on the 12th of January, which is a Tuesday. And I don't know if any of you were with us in August or not, but today is the opposite of the last August, the whole month. We all sat here and looked for trades and looked for trades and looked for trades. And today and yesterday as well, the last couple, 3 or 4 days, um, just trades everywhere. It's you couldn't possibly take all the trades that are there, but there have been some really nice ones. I'm very impressed with some of the results some of you are getting with this new iZone sharpshooter. I think Jeff, we ought to name Jeff the, I don't know, the iZone sharpshooter king. He went 13 for O today, and that is really nice trading. Very, very nice. So maybe we can get him to explain. That takes a mindset. You have to get your head screwed on right, and you have to practice peeing. But clearly, once you know what you're looking for, this thing it's really nice. So we've had lots of good success on with using that chart. Some of us are a little bit farther down the trading road than others. So if you're new and a beginner and you are looking at this room and these people are all nuts. I have no idea what they're doing. Blah blah blah. Just stop, sit down, realize you've got an elephant in front of you and you're going to need to eat it one bite at a time. Start with the path of least resistance, which is the simplest thing out there with us, and that is this iZone sharpshooter. Simple rules, simple chart. You don't really have to know a lot. It's very clear what you're looking for, and then you can build from that. But that would be the place to start for sure. There's a couple things I wanted to point out to you. Daryl and Denali very kindly reminded us that 12 noon would be the crop report. And my goodness sakes, if you want to know why they put that in here, make yourself a little 30-minute chart on beans and corn, uh, soybeans and corn contract. And you'll see why they were so clear about that. One of the things you might want to get on your list for things you want to learn this year is Daryl's straddle strategy for those crop reports, because those two grains moved unbelievably. I mean, it was like a rocket. And then at least corn is pulling back a little bit more than beans right now. But the report's only been out for 8 minutes, so. But that's not something you trade every day. That is a news trade, which is why you need to go to the news tab at Apex and figure out some kind of a schedule and a market for learning news. And it takes a while. That takes a while. But if you just pick one at a time, grain reports, the ag reports, non-farm payroll, whatever, crude oil inventory, whatever it is, and just work on learning one at a time. By the end of a year, you'll have a pretty good repertoire of news trades. And there are traders who only trade news trades. So it's not like you couldn't just do that. There were a lot of trades on crude oil this morning. So let's look at some of these. It went up here to this red sell zone, and that's when the green apexes gave out and the red ones began. Just take every E and keep on going. Or if you looked at the I zone, now remember this I zone chart will form a new bar when a new bar forms, or in 5 minutes, whichever comes first. So if you go back to the beginning here, and this is, you might have been stopped out here on an all morning trend, but there were plenty of opportunities and signals to get in here. Trail this all the way down. I wanted to show you another chart which I was not looking at when I thought about it, and then when the trade setup came, I was doing something else, and when I came back to it, I had missed the good thing. This is a little bit more, uh, takes a little bit more advanced training, I think, or trading than some of this other stuff, but this is bonds, 30-year bonds. And I do not like taking a northbound bus when I've got these red apexes and you're well below all this stuff. But if you look, this is one of Lori's, this candle right here is one of Lori's favorites. I think she calls it I don't know, it's some fancy retrace sling or something, but it goes almost back to a major street, and from there on, this was a huge run on the 30-year bonds today. You might, if you have an interest in trading bonds, you might want to look at the ZN, which is the 10-year. And let's see what else. We've got the VIX right now is trading 2279. These indices drifted up all night and early into the morning, and then they've had a pretty good down move. These are the kind of days that make some really nice trades. The dollar is going up along with its friend bonds, and so and I tend to watch the Canadian dollar to trade right along with crude oil also. We've had people sharing charts this morning, which is fabulous. This is how we learn. This is what this room is for. This is traders helping traders. So if you're sitting there kind of like a deer in the headlights and it's, oh, good grief, my goodness sakes, just get somebody to, if your questions don't get answered, just ask them again, because there's a lot, that's absolutely no problem. It's just that somebody didn't see it because they were busy trading or looking at something else. So give it a few minutes, and if you don't get an answer, we'll ask again, because the chat goes right on past it. We had somebody asking in this room also, which this may help some of you. He's a non-U.S. citizen trying to open an account with Ninja Trader brokerage. And sometimes with any brokerage, if you're a non-U.S. citizen and the brokerage is located in the U.S., you might have to get a special rep to kind of hand walk your paperwork through. So don't hesitate to give them a call or Skype them or something. There are ways to get a hold of a live person that will help you expedite that stuff. And let's see, what else do I see in here? Anybody, this is a good time to ask questions if you want something shown to you. But Daryl just put a great post in here. I would grab that and take a really good look at it. So I think that's about it. going into the close when we have had this much volatility in the morning, it might be comparatively a little dull and boring. But if you didn't have the opportunity to trade this morning and you're just now sitting down watching, uh, I tend to be pretty careful about this noon time East Coast. A lot of people have gone to lunch, so might keep an eye on it and then look for some good opportunities around, oh, I don't know, 12:45, 1 o'clock. But I'm not sure we're going to see a huge amount of volatility. Anyway, tomorrow morning we have lots and lots of news. So, tomorrow morning, before you start pushing buttons, pay close attention to what's going on. We've got the non-farm payroll change, which I can't imagine they'd want to change those numbers. But there's some economic news at 8:15, 8:30, and 10 o'clock, and then at 10:30 tomorrow is crude oil inventory report. Crude oil is still in contango, which is encouraging to the producers, I'm sure, but there have been a lot of rigs come offline, and some of these small operators have been put out of business, and the Saudis are still pumping oil as fast as they can. So we will try the old sell high and buy low. We'll see what happens. We have to do what our indicators tell us to do. Do not put a trade in crude oil at the stroke of 10:30. You might have a regret about that. Give it a chance. The bus driver can sometimes get a little crazy with that. But for the last couple of weeks, at least, it's pretty well been baked into the cake. We'll see. Yeah. And Daryl's got a great idea to strangle it and hedge it. So check those trades out on the Apex website, especially the news tab. That news tab is dynamite because he puts some great trades, and it's what time to take them, which is really, really helpful. And all you have to do is, read. Of course, all we all have to do is learn this stuff. But it will get easier with time. If you're new to this, don't throw up your hands and say, good grief, all those people are insane, because we've all been there. It's like, what in the world is going on? Take it one step at a time. Ask for help. There's a jillion people that are just dying to help you, and it is really simple. Nobody's telling you this is easy. If it was easy, believe you me, everybody and their brother would be in here. This is simple, however. It takes discipline, and it takes keeping your head on straight. Jeff was those stats he gave this morning of 13 wins for no losses. That is the classic thing of truly trading in the zone. Totally focused for about an hour. Got his goal, made his trades, done. Wonderful. So, tomorrow morning, we'll see what the day brings us. Soybeans isn't looking like it wants to come down from Mount Everest right now. But when the next, another 10 minutes, the next 30-minute candle will start to form and see if where that thing opens, if it's going to back off a little bit here or what. But that's really a big move. So I will see you in the morning about 8:30. Be sure you're prepped and briefed on that news. And somebody made an excellent point this morning that there were some good trades pre-market. And um, I will occasionally trade gold pre-market because it's not in quite as insane as it can be later. But this these charts and these indicators are just super duper. So jump in and learn how to use this stuff, and you will have a skill for the rest of your life. So, having said that, um, yes, Daryl's giving me a bad time. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I will catch up with you tomorrow morning. This has been my view from my world in Apex Land, brought to you by Apex Investing. See you tomorrow.